In the spring of 2018, my husband and I bought a new house. Moving into the house, some major issues were discovered that were not caught prior to our purchase. The roof needed to be replaced and our chimney ended up being condemned. It seemed one thing after another, and our beautiful dream was quickly turning into the money pit. It was also during that time that I had been experiencing sharp, intense pain in my spine. Fatigue was plaguing me, and depression found its way to the door of my mind. And all at once, I was unable to function as I once had. I couldn't get out of bed on my own. My kids had to help me. I wasn't even able to dress myself. Chiropractor visits weren't helping, and physical therapy was ineffective. It became apparent that this wasn't just normal wear and tear of life. I was referred to a rheumatologist for further treatment, and 23 blood tests, 4 ultrasounds, 3 sets of x-rays, and 2 MRIs later, we finally had an answer. A form of inflammatory arthritis called enteropathic arthritis. It's a disabling disease stemming from inflammatory bowel disease. I had been diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease 25 years earlier. And although I had experienced complete miraculous healing after 4.5 years, my doctor believed this was the correct diagnosis. I was both relieved to finally have an answer for the debilitating pain I was experiencing, but at the same time, confusion and anger overwhelmed me. Are you freaking kidding me? You see, circling back, what in the ever-loving hell is going on, God? The days were hard, and the nights were even harder. This was a tricky disease to get under control. And the side effects from all the medications I was on were taking their toll on my body. So much pain, so much limitation, so many questions, so much anger. It was just too much. I felt like such a burden. Eventually, thoughts of suicide started to creep in. I've always been an optimistic person, so those feelings both surprised and scared me. I was quickly spiraling, and the depression was so bad that all I could think about was ending my life. Late one morning, in the middle of all the work happening to our new home, I was filled with anxiety and left for a deep walk into the woods on our property. I had to get away. I had to get away from all of the busyness and the construction noise and sheetrock dust. I had to escape from all the crazy to find a moment with just me and God. I collapsed in a secluded meadow, and I was undone. I cried out to God, "Please, God, I feel like a prisoner in my own body." And I can't find my way out of the despair I'm living in. If you won't heal me, then please just take me home. I don't understand how I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life this way. How can I be any good for my family or anyone else like this? You are my God. Where are you? As I mourned and cried, the sun came out and I could feel the warmth of the rays on my shoulders, and a peace fell over me. I looked up and realized I was surrounded by roses, wild oregano and thimbleberries, and huckleberry bushes. The only sound were the birds chirping. I was captivated by the beauty and splendor of His creation all around me. He filled my mind with memories of every season, every hard season in my life, and showed me that He was with me in each one. Immediately, Genesis 35:3 came to memory. We are now going to Bethel, where I will build an altar to the God who answered my prayers. He has been with me when I was in distress, wherever I have gone. A childhood of sexual abuse, infidelity, and the loss of my first marriage, the pain of miscarriage. He was with me through all of it. Meditating on His faithfulness, I began to feel His love surround me like a warm security blanket. And all at once, the anxiety and anger melted away. I had peace. Okay, Lord, I know your character, and I know your name. You are faithful and true. You have always provided for me. You have never left me in the middle of a storm, and I know you never will. You are my God, and I know where you are. I know the enemy wants me to feel defeated and destroyed by every storm I encounter in this life. He wants me to feel abandoned and alone, but the God who created the universe calls me his. He is the source of my strength and my peace. I don't have to do it alone. He is with me, and his grace is sufficient for me. I may experience times of pain and sadness, but they're temporary. Depression and despair will not overtake me. Sorrow may last the night, but joy comes in the morning.